Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. अविचार कृतो बंधः विचारेण निवार्यते. Tasmat, whatever problems we have, these are born out of avichara. Avichara does not mean absence of thinking. Avichara means incompleteness in thinking. We all think, but there is incompleteness. There is self-cancellation of thoughts. And as a result, we get entangled in our own thoughts. When we get entangled in our own thoughts, it is called as worry. You know, in Bengal, Bihar, nobody is worried. Do you know why? Because they pronounce wa as ba. So everybody is buried. So when you are buried, there cannot be worry. So, worries is a way of thinking by which we get entangled in our own thoughts. This mic is making his own divine song. So, this worrying is something like this. See, one of my meditations are when I iron my clothes. That is my meditation. And in that, I discovered many things. That doesn't mean you should give me your clothes. Swamiji, I could go some more. I am not going to do that. Be clear. This I learned many years before. I washed my lungi, squeezed it, and put it on the tap, and after changing I'll put it for drying. But as I am, I forgot. And because of that, the lungi got dried up in the same twisted way. Evening, when I wanted to go for my lecture, hey, where is my lungi? Oh, it is still in that bathroom. So I took it, and that lungi was doing Bharatanatyam. Twisted with all kinds of indisciplined wrinkles. When the wrinkles are indisciplined, it adds ugliness to the cloth, is it not? Thereafter, we put little bit of water, make it soft, and then we remove all the wrinkles and also made the crease. You have seen the crease on my shirt? Crease is also a wrinkle, and wrinkles are also the wrinkle. Now what is the difference between the two wrinkles? The earlier wrinkles are disorganized, self-cancelling, and creating ugliness on the cloth. Although they are not. Wrinkles are not like an object, like a book on my hand. No. They are not, yet they create ugliness. Then what do? We remove those ugly wrinkles and create disciplined wrinkles. The disciplined wrinkle is called as contemplation and thinking. They are thoughts. See, what Vedanta does is remove the wrong notions without creating new notions. See, you go in other path, they will be removing the wrong notions by creating new notions. Earlier, Swamiji, I was a bhogi. I used to eat every day non-vegetarian. Since I came on this line, they use this word line, and they ask also. One person asked me this question, Swamiji, I don't mind, but when did you come on this line? So I told, since I have stopped lining, I came on this line. So, when we are thinking in tune with the divine authority, the scriptures, then it is called as contemplation. See, friends, so in other paths like yoga, they will be talking about, earlier I was a bhogi, now I am a yogi. Earlier I was eating non-vegetarian every day, now I eat only on Ekadashi. Earlier I used to wake up very late, 10 o'clock, now I wake up at 9:45. See? So I is improving. Friends, I cannot be improved upon. What Vedanta does is give us freedom from I. Don't struggle to get freedom for I. All the problems are born out of this I. See? That is why in our country we have got a bank. ICICI. And that bank is IC, the first IC means identity crisis. The second IC stands for I am confused. This is what I am. See, friends. Therefore, when we are studying scriptures, we should not have that wrong notion that we are going to get anything. I guarantee you, all those who have realized the truth, they have lost everything. Krishna, Rama, Govinda. Say, very good. I am not studying Vedanta. It's good. I don't want to do this. See? But don't we do the same thing? When we go to sleep, what do we get? We get nothing. All our possessions, all our achievements, all our relations, everything we lose. In this total loss, alone there is complete attainment in freedom. See, friends. Therefore, how should we think? See, Bhagavan Krishna says, Kripanaha phalahetavaha. We have got only one chatak buddhi, intellect. And that also, if we apply for thinking, it will be lost. Therefore, we don't think. Because thinking is a process by which we destroy our wrong notions. Once in Bombay, one gentleman was taking me for breakfast to his house. His wife was sitting backside. She used to come for satsang every day. He never came. So when he was driving the car, the wife was driving him, and together they were driving me crazy by asking questions. So the wife said, Swamiji, some people are good, they are not bad, but they don't want to go to satsang. What is the reason? Immediately husband said, Swamiji, this is directed towards me. Because I don't go for satsang, I drop her to your satsang, then I go to a coffee house, enjoy a nice coffee, newspaper, and after the satsang is over, I come pick her up and go. I have never told her to come to satsang, to come to coffee house. Why she should compel me to go to satsang? I say, you're right. Then the wife said, but Swamiji, is it not, you only taught us satsangatva, nisangatva. I say, you are also right. When you are dealing with husband and wife, this is a great advice. Don't take anybody's side. Make fool both of them and protect yourself. See? They make fool of the swamis. So, afterwards their husband said, Swamiji, what she says is right. I don't know why. I don't feel like coming to satsang. I love you. I do a lot of your work. But satsang I don't want to come. What is the reason? I said, okay, if you ask question, now be ready to listen. We all have been living under the shadow of wrong notions. Wrong notion about ourselves, wrong notion about the world, wrong notion about God, and wrong notion about spiritual practice. When we go to satsanga, all these wrong notions are hammered. See, Bhajagovindam, another name is Mohamudgar, where the hammering happens on the wrong notions that we are carrying throughout our life. And when you are 70 not out, 75 not out, and you come to know that all your life you have been living the wrong way, one gets a shock of life. See, friends. And therefore, best way is like the cat. Cat drinks the milk and closes her eyes so that others should not see. See, friends. Therefore, all the problems are born because of incomplete thinking. I am body is not a problem. The problem is, this body I am, that body I am not. Problem begins. Hunger is not a problem. My hunger is important. Your hunger is secondary. That is a problem. See, friends. Therefore, these four things. What is the meaning of real I? Notion about our identity. Second, notion about the world. Third, notion about God. And fourth, the notions about spiritual practice. These four topics are dealt with in this beautiful text of Bhagavan Shankaracharya, Dakshinamurti Stotra. So when we are studying it, we should be ready to change ourselves. See, a spiritual seeker is born when two things happen. One, we are ready to change. Number two, we are able to change. There are people, Swamiji, actually, whenever I listen to your talks, I feel I should wake up in the morning. And I wake up also, but again I go to sleep. I don't know what should I do. I am not able to do it. So somebody is ready but not able to do. The other extreme is, I am able, what should I do? Why should I do? I have never done it, so why should I do now? Both the things, like the two wings of a bird, they must be perfectly balanced. We are ready to change and we are able to change. Friends, change begins from our vision. When our vision changes, everything changes. See? There was one young boy on his Honda, he was sitting, motorcycle, and he was going somewhere in a big city like Bombay. And with that noisy motorcycle, dang, 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 he saw one girl going ahead of him. So he took his motorcycle and stopped in front of her so that he can tease her, eve tease. And when he stopped, it was a 92 not out. From back side she was looking a girl, but from front when that boy saw, she was a 92 not out. And when he stopped, that old lady asked, Beta, what do you want? Will he tease her? See, the moment your vision changes, the world changes. See, friends, we change the vision, perception change. We change the perception, interactions change. We change the interaction, experiences change. We change the experiences, life changes. And when we change, the whole world is beautiful. Bura jo dekhana mai chala, bura na miliya koi. In this world, there is nothing but joy, happiness. It is our vision which makes every change, every difference. See, one of my friend, our Dr. Mansukani, he has come. He is ophthalmologist. And once he was driving me from Thane to Mumbai, and we had a talk there on Tripura Rahasya. And in that, I must have made this mention that everything is only imaginary. Don't become serious about anything. And he wasn't able to accept it. So while driving, he said, Swamiji, today you told everything is imaginary, images. I am driving you, not allowing the accident to happen. Is it imagination? I said, first stop the car, then I'll talk to you. First stop. Then I asked him, I said, look here, you deal with myopia, I also deal with myopia. Myopia is a disease of the eyes, and myopia is also the disease of eye. जिसने माया को पिया है, myopia. And both of them have only one problem. The problem is ability to adjust the focal length. That ability is lost. See, when I remove my glasses, you all look like a collage. But when I put my glasses, you are distinctly seen. So, the glasses are helping me in adjusting the focal length. Scriptures give us that vision by which we are able to adjust our focal length, and we are able to go beyond the obvious and discover the real. It is for this purpose study of scriptures must form an integral part of our daily life. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. It should never be taken for granted. And this whole topic is brought out by Bhagwan Shankaracharya in his most extremely wonderful text, Dakshinamurti Stotram. The other academic aspect of any text, I am never interested. Why is called as Dakshinamurti? Why not Uttaramurti? And what? I am not interested in that. I am interested, khana ya khake mauj mein raho. There are many people, when they like some dish, they don't enjoy. Excuse me, how did you prepare this? Arey khao na yaar, why prepare and all that? Enjoy. Don't get lost in academics. Academics will take you away from the truth. There was one girl in Bengal, Siliguri. After my talk was over, she came, Swamiji, excuse me. I said, excuse. I am doing PhD on Gita, and I have discovered there are many unwanted verses in Gita. Only Bengali can think like this. Nobody can think. So I want your input. I said, Mama, these verses are from chapter 9, verse number 4 and 5. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina masthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha nachamasthani bhutani pashyame yogamaishwaram bhutabhrunnacha bhutastaha mamatma bhutabhavanaha. You also know that? I say something I know a little bit here. So you also agree these are meaningless verses? I said, Bhagwan Shankaracharya must come and take guidance from you. See, because there are so many contradictions. Because we cannot understand, it is wrong. See, friends, therefore, if we have to really study the scriptures, we have to be open-minded and with one clear. Bhagavan says in the Gita, Shraddhavan labate jnanam tatparaha sayyatendriya. If we do not study the scriptures with faith, Shraddha, and be attentive, Shraddha or faith is always blind. Many people have that funny notion, I don't have blind faith. One youngster, he came with his mother and he asked me, Swamiji, I don't have faith in God. So I called him near, told him his ears, I also don't have. You also don't have faith? I said, I don't have faith. I said, I ask him a question. Do you have faith that you are alive, or do you know that you are alive? I know I am alive. Meaning, where there is knowledge, faith is not required. When you don't know, faith is required. Faith is not a weakness, it is the inner strength. See, Kathopanishad, right in the beginning, the Upanishad tells, Tagamha kumaragam santam, dakshinasu niyamanasu shraddha avivesha. First thing that happens to Nachiket is invocation of faith. And what is faith? Shastrasya guru vakyasya satya buddhyava dharana sa shraddha kathita sadvihi yaya vastu upalabhyate. Shraddha is that by which we are able to discover the truth. Therefore, don't get carried away by this Andha Shraddha Nirmulan Kendra. It is not the, what do you call that, smallpox Nirmulan Kendra. No. Shraddha is necessary. So with this Shraddha, when we start, then our approach will be what is said in the scriptures, how it is right, not wrong. See, then the Shraddha comes. So I told my friend, I said, look here, we all suffer from this myopia. Now tell me how we perceive this world. Be very attentive. So, as I am seeing you, actually I am not seeing you. Your images are formed on my retina, and those images are caught by the mind, which is bathing in the light of consciousness, and those images are seen. If images are not formed, no knowledge can take place. Close your eyes, you can't see anybody. Why? They are still there. The light is there to illuminate them. Why can't you see? Because image is not formed. In fact, we all have the knowledge only of images. And the quality of the image depends on the quality of the reflecting medium. If the reflecting medium is muddy, dirty waters, then reflection will not be clear. Then if the reflecting medium is agitated, the reflection will not be steady. And where all knowledge happens, it happens in the mind. So, all the spiritual practices start working on the mind so that the mind can discover its original source. When the mind dissolves in its own source, the truth is revealed, and in that nobody is born. That is why it is said, nobody is happy. It is very true. Nobody is always happy. Somebody is always miserable. So all the spiritual practices start from somebody and culminate in nobody. And how do we do this? This is taught in this Dakshinamurti Stotram. So the first verse you all know. Those who know, you chant together with me. Who don't know, simply move your lips. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam pashyannatmani mayaya bahirivot bhutam yatha nidraya yas sakshat kurute praboda samaye swatmanameva dvayam tasmai shri gurumurtaye namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. This verse, there is to be one great master in Vrindavan, and his name was Swami Akhandanandaji Maharaj. He had tremendous impact on my life. All that I have learned how to study scriptures is through him. He has given a technique, a vision. And that vision, I will tell you. What are the possible visions? See? One vision is the vision of relativity. Wave looking at the wave. Second vision is the wave looking at the ocean. The third vision is ocean looking at the wave. And fourth vision is water looking at the wave and the oceans. See? But this is just an example. But how the water will be looking? There are people, they ask such questions. Once I was talking somewhere, and a story I told that how the infinite cannot be comprehended by the one who is caught up in the finite. That was the theme, moral of the story. So for that I told one story. Once a fish came to a well, and the whale frog, he looked at the fish and he said, "Hey, who are you?" He said, "I am fish." "Where from you have come?" "I have come from ocean." "What is ocean?" It's a collection of waters. "How much water?" Now frog tries to understand how much water in the ocean is. So the frog made his small hand, "This much water?" And you know fish doesn't have neck, so he moved his tail, "No." Then the frog said, "This much water?" Again the fish said, "No." Then the frog got angry. He took a leap in the water. "This much water?" The frog said, "No, Baba." Then the fish said, "No." Then this frog took a diagonal leap from wall to wall. "This much?" Now the fish didn't say anything. Then, "Come with me." And they went to the ocean. When they went to ocean, then it was the turn of the fish now. "How much is the water? Tell me." "Maunam vyakhya prakatita para brahma tattvam yuvanam varishistante vasadrushiganayi avrutam brahmanishtai." See? When I finished this story, one elderly, serious, professional satsangi, he asked me, "Swamiji, excuse me, yes, how did the fish go from the ocean to the whale?" So I told him, by Kingfisher Airlines. See, friends. So don't take this, how the water and in the ocean, try to understand. So in place of the waves, keep you and me. So our present vision is I versus you. See? This is what the samsaris are. See? Do you know the difference between samsari and a Babaji? samsari होके नहीं रोया और बाबाजी होके नहीं सोया, तो क्या किया? We are born to sleep, you are born to suffer. Manufacturer's defect, it's not our fault. So, I versus you, this is the first vision where the samsaris live. And when the samsaris get tired of this thing, then they go to Bhagavatam village. Now, when they come to Bhagavatam village, now their vision has changed. I versus Krishna. See, the relation has changed. Not I versus you. Wave looking at the ocean. The devotee looking at the Lord. Be very attentive. Wave will never compete with the ocean, but the wave will compete with the other wave. We compete among each other. See? And competition everywhere. One couple in Mahabaleshwar. I was standing below a tree, the car has gone to fill in the petrol. So one couple came. That lady was coming for satsang, she was professional, and her husband was not coming. So, for no reason I said this thing. I regretted afterwards. I said, Mama, why do you torture that Bhole Baba? The moment I said like this, Swamiji, did he come and tell you everything? I said, no, he never came. I just said, I withdraw my words. Then she started her story. Swamiji, he is very selfish. I said, then what can I do? You tell him. I said, okay, don't be selfish. Over. Do you know what he does? He gets up early in the morning, 2 o'clock. 2 to 6 he does meditation. And 6 o'clock he finishes his morning things and goes for work. Is it not his duty to do meditation with me? I am his wife. Look here. See, it is a path by the one, to the one, all alone, without feeling lonely. It is not a crowd. Like in the Western world, they have got a soulmate. See, when the soul goes, the shoe is useless. See, friends, it is by the one, to the one. So when a devotee is born, a seeker is born, not a seeker, a devotee is born, then what happens? The attitude of competition disappears. We don't compete with Bhagavan Krishna. You are lucky, Krishna. How? 16,108. Apan ko ek bhi nahi. We don't compete. See, friends, when this mutual competition disappears, your mind starts remaining quiet. We compete so much with each other. See, if you are doing Shirshasana, I will also do Shirshasana. If you are going for jogging, I will also go. Why? Spiritual life is not competition. It is contemplation. No competition. See? So the second relationship or second vision is, first was I versus you, second was I versus my beloved Lord, immediately change will come. Now the third vision, how the God is looking at his creation. In devotion it is said, we should have that vision, how the God looks at his creation. That means give up your standpoint and accept the standpoint of the Lord. And what is the standpoint of the Lord? Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. Don't create friends and enemies in this world. Shatrau mitre putre bandhau ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhau. See, friends, that is the third vision, how the God looks at his creation. See, friends, name dveshosti na priyaha. See, friends, as the mother looks at her child, that way, this is the third, the best vision. When the mother looks at her child, even the foolishness of the child is recognized as wisdom. Even the dirt of the child is recognized as a great achievement. You know, this is my experience, I had told in some lectures. In Bombay it happened when satsang was over, last day, one lady came and her baby, 7-8 months, put in my lap. Swamiji, I wanted to come earlier, but I could not make it. This is my son, bless him. I said, Mama, you are a real genius. Other people have come and given me money and all kinds of things, but you have given me your son. I am so thankful. Now I will make a Babaji out of him. And she started crying, no Swamiji, you cannot. I said, when you give something to somebody, you don't take it back. I am not going to give it back. And she became so serious about it. And when I was playing fool with her, the child played fool with me. He did what he should not have done. And all the sugandha started coming. So when he started throwing that dirty smell, I said, Mama, take him away. What he thinks, I'm a bathroom or what? Take him away. So when I said like this, that mother was so happy. Swamiji, you are really great. What? What happened? 3 days he has not gone. By your touch he has gone. Look here. For me it was a dirt, but for the mother it was a celebration. My son has gone for in the same manner. How God looks at us. He doesn't find out our faults. He accepts us as we are. Third vision. See, God realization doesn't mean you will get 2 Onida horns and a tail. What happened? Yaar, jab se realize ho gaye, aisa hi ho. No. It is not realization. See, friends, third vision. And the fourth vision is how or what is the position of this Jiva Jagat Ishvara from the substratum point of view, the absolute reality. These four visions change and journey is spiritual life. See, friends. So first we have to sort out what is this world. And once we come to know the reality behind the world, then our approach, our interaction with the world will change. It is for this purpose Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, what is this world? Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam. If this one thing you analyze and understand, you have learnt 90% Vedanta. Only this one statement, Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam. See? Next time you go before the mirror and stand, don't simply look at your beauty. Buddha ho gaya to kya ho gaya, naak to theek hai. No. Start analyzing. Normally we analyze, oh, the mirror gives a lateral inversion. That is not the right understanding. First, whatever is reflected in the mirror is not influenced by the reflection. If the reflection is that of waters, reflected water in the mirror does not make the mirror wet. If the reflection is that of the fire, the reflection of the fire does not make the mirror burn. Number one. Number two, whether it is inert, mountains, roads, stones, bricks, whether they are stationary or moving, rivers, oceans, whether they are sentient, plants, animals, birds, snakes, whether they are human beings, good or bad, all of them are nothing but the same surface of the mirror. The same mirror becomes the five great elements, the same mirror becomes all the objects, the same mirror surface becomes all the beings. Now see these two things. So Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam. In the same manner, the whole world is experienced by us like a reflection in a mirror. Now what is the meaning of this? See? Be very attentive. We go through four experiences: waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. When we are identified with the body, gross body, then only this waking world comes into existence. If we are not identified with the gross body, in deep sleep, where are we? When are we? What are we? Three questions disappear. Then, first, the reflection of the fire doesn't burn the mirror. Now apply this principle. Whatever we experience in this world, that cannot touch me. How the world touches us? See? When we see something, we see only through the vision, through the mind. After we see something, there is no harm. Because that is the nature of the mind, to perceive. So one part of the mind is perception. No problem. But the second aspect of the mind starts playing havoc. And the second aspect is perception followed by projection. And what is projection? Projection is as if the reflection of the fire is burning the mirror. Imagine this. Will the reflection of the fire burn the mirror? Now apply subjectively. Whatever we see in this world, it cannot touch us. unless we give value to something in this world. See, another example which I give a number of times, very practical example. One person asked me this question, Swamiji, you give so many examples, kindly tell me some book what you refer so that I can also use those examples in my lecture. I said, you are one more example. There was one lady in Noida, a brigadier's wife, and she used to smoke a lot, retired brigadier's, unretired wife. Wives never retire. They make the husbands tired. So, she came after the lecture, she said, Swamiji, please bless me. I said, I have never blessed anybody and I don't know how to bless. So, I'm sorry. No, you have to bless me that I should stop smoking. I said, this I will never do. So why don't you tell? I said, no, I will not tell. You can't purchase me. I will not tell. But why? I said, because when you started smoking, did you come to me and said, Swamiji, this is my first cigarette. Will you please inaugurate? If you started, you stop. Be attentive. Nobody is born with a cigarette in the mouth and a lighter in the hand. How do we start? Everybody doesn't smoke. So many people see the cigarettes because one person sees the object and starts projecting on that object that this object is a source of happiness, this object is essential for life, this object will add happiness to me, without this object I cannot exist. This projection aspect of the mind creates samsara. So, Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari. Look at this world like the mirror is allowing everybody to come in front, get reflected and go away. When a beautiful girl comes before the mirror doesn't say, honey, please hang around a little longer. No. And when a useless fellow like me goes before the mirror doesn't say, Hatta, dusre ko aane de. No. See, friends, in the same manner, live in this world without allowing the world entering our mind. Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari. This is how the boy and the girl, they fall in love. They never rise in love because of the second aspect of the mind. One boy looks at other girl and if they just go ahead, no problem. But after looking at her, he stops. And she also stops. Then he, if he is a spiritual satsang, he starts thinking, it must be God's divine plan that she has stopped, I also stop. God has got better things to do than put two fools together. See, friends, but the mind starts projecting. And when the mind starts projecting, the world enters our mind. Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantaragatam. Now where is this world? See, friends. Now the second aspect which I told you, the surface of the mirror becomes everything. The five great elements, the inert world, the moving and stable world, the sentient and insentient world, the good people and bad people, the animals and everything is nothing but the same surface of mirror. Now understand this aspect. It is very simple. This I learned when I was in Gujarat. One of my friends took me to his factory, and in that factory it was so noisy that you can't stand even for 2 seconds. He took me in a hall, about a dozen machines and making tremendous noise. So I said, hey, it's very good, let's go out. He said, no, I want to explain you. And he made me stand there for 2 minutes. Finally I pushed him and came out. I said, you'll burst my head. Then I said, I feel pity for those laborers working here 8 hours. He said, Swamiji, that is the greatness of my laborers. I said, what greatness? He has to earn bread, therefore he is doing. He said, no, all of them are deaf. See, all of them are deaf. For them, the object sound does not exist, is it not? Be attentive. Where is the world Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha? The whole world is in our sense organs. Tasmat tvam indriyani ado niyamya bhartarashabha. Bhagavan says, therefore, the real spiritual practice begins from our organs, sense organs. So, the eyes are subtle, the colors and forms are gross. Eyes are the cause, the objects, colors and forms are the effect. Spiritual practice is begin from the effect and reach the cause. Is it not the doctors do? When we go to the doctors, they have the effects. And then they come to the cause. Oh, he is having viral fever. In the same manner, these 5 great objects, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, they are nothing but grossified 5 sense organs. And gross always covers the subtle. So this world of 5 sense objects, they have covered our sense organs. And therefore we are extrovert. Now, the 5 sense organs are nothing but the mind. The mind coming out of the eyes is called as vision. The same mind coming out of the ears is called as hearing ability. So the mind is subtle and sense organs are gross. So mind has become sense organs have become the sense objects. And what is mind? Consciousness expresses as mind in the body. So consciousness is mind, mind is sense organs is sense object. Is it not true? The same surface of the mirror has become the 5 elements, has become the sentient world, has become the inert world. If we change our vision, instead of getting lost in the periphery of our personality, come to the center. Starting our journey from the circumference and heading toward the center is the spiritual practice. See, friends, Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantaragatam. This is what Bhagavan Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtaha mattaha smriti jnanam apohanancha. I am the essence, the core, the heart of everything and being. And I alone support the 4 experiences. Knowledge, jnanam, waking experience, smriti, dream, apohanam, deep sleep, chakarat, samadhi. All the 4 experiences are because of me. I am not because of them. This process, starting from the gross, heading through the subtle to that which is expressing as gross and subtle, is what is meant by this first verse. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam. As you are seeing me, now find out whether you are seeing me outside you or inside you. Find out. Any answer you give, it is wrong. Because inside and outside is with reference to your body identification. When the reference point of body identification is gone, there is no inside, there is no outside. There is no I, there is no you. There is no seen, there is no seer. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam pashyan atmani mayaya bahirivodbhutam yatha nidraya. But because of this Maya, it appears as if it is outside. Now, how long I have to bluff? Another 10-15 minutes? Up to 6:30. Dinner is what time? Oh, 15 minutes. Okay. Because once the Niagara starts, it doesn't stop. So, Pashan Atmani Mayaya Behirivod Bhutam. Atmani Pashan. Actually, all experiences are happening in me. But it appears as if they are happening outside. The reason is given Mayaya. Now, this word Maya is also very much misunderstood or wrongly understood. Maya does not mean something terrible, deluding power of God. No. Maya means miyate anaya ya sa maya. That which measures anything. See, for example, our eyes. Our eyes can function only in the Vibgyor spectrum of light waves, started from the violet up to the red. Beyond that, our vision cannot perceive, although there are light waves. X-rays we cannot see, gamma rays we cannot see, but they are there. But what is our understanding? Whatever I see by my eyes, that alone is true. If I cannot see by my eyes, it is wrong. This is the play of Maya. And because of this Maya, people ask questions. One person in Calcutta asked me a question. Swamiji, have you seen God? I said, why should I tell you? No, Vivekananda asked the same question to Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. I said, you may be Vivekananda, I am not Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, I am ordinary. Why this question comes? Because that which cannot be seen by the eyes doesn't exist. This is Maya. Now, multiply this example. That which cannot be felt by the mind, that is Paramatma. I don't believe. I felt, feel. I went once in one gathering, probably Osho's gathering. Very big crowd, they invited me also. So I go everywhere because I am a generic product. Put any label is okay. This is how the manufacturers do, any label you put, for same factory. So they invited, I went there. And then after the first things were over, then they started telling. Awareness is old, outdated, stale word. You should feel. And thereafter again, you should. And the whole audience. And it was such a great entertainment for me. I was also enjoying. They were feeling and I was enjoying. See, friends, that which cannot be comprehended by the eyes, if it is not there, I don't believe in God, play of Maya. That which can't be felt by the mind, I can't believe it, that is the play of Maya. Which cannot be understood, then it cannot be the truth. This is the play of Maya. In short, Mayaya means that knowledge which is gathered through the limitations of sense organs, mind and intellect. This overpowers us so much that we start thinking, Pashan Atmani Mayaya Bahirivod Bhutam. Everything is happening in me. Mayeva Sakalam Jatam. Mai Sarvam Pratishtitam. Mai Sarvam Layam Yati. Tad Brahmadvayam Asmyam. Our present understanding is outside is the Annamaya Kosha, inside is the Pranamaya Kosha, inside is the Manomaya Kosha, inside is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, inside is the Anandamaya Kosha. In that, like a sesamum seed, Atma is sitting. No, it is the other way around. See? The body is the contents, the pranamaya kosha is the container. These two are the contents, the manomaya kosha is the container. These three are the contents, vijnanamaya kosha is the container. These four are the contents, anandamaya kosha is the container. Friends, these first four koshas are separate from each other. Maya, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya are separate from yours. But our Anandamaya kosha is one. See? Because in deep sleep, in Anandamaya kosha, there is no experience of limited existence. There is no experience of otherness. From this experience, remove the limitations of body identification, the sense of otherness will disappear. So, like all the waves come out of the common source, the ocean, in the same manner, we are all manifestation of that one Anandamaya kosha. See, friends, so everything is happening in me, but Maya Bahirivod Bhutam. But it appears as if everything is happening outside. See, friends. And therefore, normally the seekers imagine meditation means close the eyes and sit and suffer silently. No. Bhagavan Shankaracharya, Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihina yasya brahmani ramate chittam. Dekho Maharaj. So Mayaya bahirvot bhutam yatha nidraya. When we have the dream in the deep sleep, that time the dream is inside or outside. When we are in deep sleep, that time we are inside the house or outside the house. We are inside the body or outside the body. We are a man or woman. 2015 or 2017, everything disappears. Therefore, nidraya, then yes sakshat kurute prabodha samaye. He who discovers this truth. How? Swatmana mevadvayam. See, I as a man start appearing many because of the conditionings. This is a very simple example to digest this thought. Man with the conditioning of the father is called as son. The same man with the conditioning of the wife is called as husband. The same man with the conditioning of his son is called as father. Has he become three? He has not become three. And who is miserable? These three who are nowhere. See? Show the husband apart from the man. It can be seen. If you have got the eyes. Once I asked one boy in Singapore airport, he came, "Oh Swami, you are here, I am so happy. I want to ask you a question." I said, "Before you ask, I want to ask you a question." I asked him, "Are you married?" He said, "No, my face is like that." Married people have got a glowing face, you know. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.